everyone, I'm Sarah, aka Conventional Pants, and this is Fandom Science. This week we're going to talk about supernatural, kinship, and altruism. A warning, there are going to be spoilers in this episode through Season 6, so if you plan on watching Supernatural and don't want stuff spoiled, you might not want to watch this. Kin selection is an evolutionary strategy which can explain self-sacrificing behavior observed in a few species, most notably bees and ants. Before we get into how all this relates to supernatural, we've got to define a few terms. Kin selection is an evolutionary strategy that favors altruism. Altruism is behavior that decreases an organism's direct fitness while increasing the fitness of the recipient. We call the organism performing the altruistic behavior the actor, and the organism receiving the benefits is the recipient. Direct fitness is measured in the number of offspring produced by an organism, while indirect fitness is measured by the number of offspring produced by an organism's close relative. Hamilton's rule states that if B times R minus C is greater than 0, then the allele for this behavior should increase in frequency. B equals the benefit of the recipient, R is the relatedness of the actor to the recipient, and C is the cost of the act to the actor. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's assume that John, Dean, and Sam Winchester's self-sacrificing behavior has a genetic basis. For example, a gene that makes them prone to making deals with demons for family members. It's a bit of a long shot, but just work with me on this one. This gene would be passed on if B times R minus C is greater than 0. This is more likely to be true if R, the relatedness, is high. We can determine the value of R by doing the following. I've made tokens with pictures on them for each person. Dean is pie, Sam is a moose, John is a journal because we see his journal more than we see him, and Mary is flames because you know why. In Season 2, John Winchester sells his soul to Azazel so that Dean can live. We can calculate the R value for their relationship, which has a maximum value of 1, by doing this. We're going to show the genes that Mary gives their two sons with a pink arrow to each of her kids. She supplies half of their genetic material, so each of these lines accounts for 1/2. We do the same with John. Since we're focusing on John and Dean's relationship, we calculate all of the arrows that are between John and Dean. This accounts for the blue, and this accounts for the pink. So for every blue and every pink that Dean receives, and that is from John or Mary, his parents, he gets 1/2, so that's to the power of 1, and 1/2 here, also to the power of 1. Which means 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2/2, which is equal to 1. Since the R value is so great, it makes sense that John would sacrifice himself for Dean. In Season 6, Samuel Campbell works for Crowley so that Crowley will bring Mary, Samuel's daughter, back to life. In working for Crowley, Samuel puts Dean's life in danger. If we calculate the R values for the relationships between Samuel and Dean and Samuel and Mary, we can determine which action is most likely to pass on Samuel's genetic material. Deanna Campbell provides half of the genetic material for Mary. Mary provides half of the genetic material for Sam and half for Dean. So Deanna Campbell's genes are providing 1/4 of Dean's material and 1/4 of Sam's. The same goes for Samuel Campbell. 1/2 to Mary, 1/4 to Dean, and 1/4 to Sam. If we're calculating the relationship between Samuel Campbell and Dean, we've got to multiply all the arrows between the two. So, we've got 1/2 and 1/4, plus 1/2 and 1/4. Now if we calculate Samuel to Mary, we end up with 1/2 plus 1/2, which is equal to 1. Since 1 is greater than 1/4, more of Samuel's genetic material is passed on with Mary than it is with Dean. This was basically just a quick overview of kin selection and altruism. I got the idea for this video while I was in biology class, and I just thought of the Winchesters. I have a lot more ideas like this, So if you liked this and you want me to make more videos like it, let me know by liking or commenting or something. Have a wonderful day. Bye.